Hi guys, I'm Mike Patey. I love to build wild flying machines. Today we're going to talk about Draco, the one I destroyed. It's physics, math, and engineering. Machine it, draft it, build it, test it, break it. Every time something new gets built, the entire world advances. Laying in bed at night, it's designing new parts, designing new suspension, designing new wings. Before the STOL competition, my nerves are already shot. I'm worried about all these things I got to do. I'm going to do a demo, and I'm going to take Draco up and just do a couple touch and goes. Just kind of show what the plane can do. Climb steep, nose it over, put it in reverse, drop steep. Showing what I did with Draco. If you watch some of the videos I did prior to Alaska, the wingsuit video where I had guys hanging onto the wing, I actually had to have them jump out of a helicopter ahead of me. As they're falling, I had to dive ahead of them and then come up and throw it in reverse and then pair our speeds for them to grab onto. And I did a demonstration in Alaska showing how I was able to slow a plane down that had the pitch so steep to fly with those wingsuit guys to grab on, that I could still control the plane with the aircraft propeller actually in reverse. So it was really fun to kind of show that demonstration. I rolled right from there, right into the competition. So I did that, didn't even shut down, came back around and went for the competition. And I gotta say, I did a horrible landing on one of them. I brought it right to the horn and the horn's going off and I tried to carry it in, and right, I was about ready to chop the throttle and drop it, my right wing let go. But I tell you what, it scared the guys on the line. I dropped the wing just a couple feet off the ground. I think today, in light of all kinds of experiences, I have no interest in flying that close to the limit. I think I'd rather fly with a few extra knots rather than hanging it right on the edge, even if I'm right above the ground. I look back at that and I just, I shake my head and just go, you know what? How often in the backcountry is 25 extra feet gonna mean to you? This often. Because if your 25 feet is going to mean whether you're going to make it on that strip or not, you had better not be even trying that strip. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Also, if you haven't already done it, pick up your PlaneTag, a piece of Draco, the plane I crashed by making one bad choice in a bad windy day. We hope you can pick one up for yourself, for other people you love in general aviation, so that every time they grab the key to their favorite plane and start that plane up, they're holding a piece of the plane I wrecked by making a bad decision. And remind them who's waiting for them to come home. Make good choices. Flying can wait. And also, by buying that tag, you're giving money back to the Patey First Flight program to help people who may not be able to afford general aviation get their first start, their first flight experience. We love you guys. We appreciate it. Check it out, MikePatey.com. Back to work. I'll try and be a better example and make better choices. So So now I get to fly Draco back. My nerves are fully relaxed. There's no air show to go put the plane in. There's no demonstration to fly. There's no competition. These things that were in the back of my mind, even while I was playing in Alaska, is all shaken off. And I am now in Alaska to just play. So we took our time coming home, and Ron and I just zigzagged and this way and that way. One day we landed for fuel and we were going to continue, but on the way in, it was so insanely beautiful. We just said, bag all our plans, screw what the dates are. We decided that we'd stay the night.
All right, we just landed in Juneau. It's our second stop here ever. First was coming up to go to Valdez, now on the way back. And coming up, it was a lot of fun to come in and have someone say, Draco cleared to land, and I hadn't even said Draco. So they had been following me on the way up, or someone had, and a whole group was waiting. And I just came in today, and they offered to have me come up and see the tower, and this place is awesome. And I'll be quiet now. So if you look over here, this is a seaplane base, and we got the ocean right over the other side, and we got a glacier up this back side. So pretty much they have the best view in town for their job. This would be awesome.
And the next morning we were going to go up and fly just into the backcountry. That day of flying was magical. There's nothing in the world that could get you past these areas we were flying other than by air. Like there's not a possible way. The crevices and cracks went as far as you could see in the most hostile terrain ever. Look at that up there. And then the ice would stop and it'd just be this huge river. And we started playing on that river and just landing on sandbar, gravel bar, running up and down. This spot just random. We said, look at the size of that little island in the middle of the river. And we just landed on this island, water going all the way around us, and just pulled out the lounge chairs, made lunch, and then went hiking.
All right, we're on our way back from Valdez Stowe Contest, which was awesome. Alaska, Valdez is awesome. This is what Draco was made for. We're outside of Juneau now. I don't know how far out. A long ways, away from everything. And we found this sandbar, and I'm gonna give you a 360 tour. So it looks like we're in the middle of a desert because all the sand. We're actually in the center of a giant river. There's river here. There's river on the other side of those trees. The river's right here. If we keep going all the way around a circle, the river's over there. We're actually just on an island in the middle of nowhere, way outside of Juneau. We just pulled our chairs out. We're gonna grab all our food, all our grub. We got all our gear. We could camp, stay for days. This is the life, getting away. I love Alaska. I'm not gonna say get back to work. We're gonna go over there and do absolutely nothing at water's edge.
I need more of that in my life. I think that was probably one of the first times in a long time, at least in recent memory, where I stopped and said, man, what am I doing in my life? I need to do this. Just like stop and relax.
All right, we just walked over to water's edge. This is like a tiny trickle through a giant river right here, and there's a whole bunch of lines. I think that's moose tracks. It's pretty awesome. Back there, I don't know if you can see way back there, that blue ice. We just flew by that. That's gotta be 2,000 feet thick of a big glacier. And then over here, nothing, nobody, nothing, nobody. We got our Airframes Alaska chairs we just picked up. They're awesome. And Draco's hiding over there behind all the logs in the middle of nowhere. We're turning off our phones, but we have no signal anyway. We're in the middle of nowhere. We do have a sat phone. We hope to never turn it on. Well, I'm not gonna turn it on. We're done, we're out of here.
Ended up just going so far out and finding this random place to land up one of these long canyons. Rod and I were literally walking around, and there was these huge ice glacier walls, and we're walking along near the bottom of it, literally looking up because I was worried they might fall. Walking around, I'm like, gosh, it literally looks like little sparkle flecks of gold. I'm sure it's not. It's got to be some fool's gold or something, I don't know. The most odd experience happened right after that trip. We came back and we took the next morning, we flew to the next fuel stop to where we get back on the same boat, the stop we used on the way up, and we're gonna ride the ferry over to the other side. And I'm on this boat and I hear this guy call out and say, hey, are you Mike?
All right, so we just landed in Ketchikan. My tail wheel's blown up. We had to land with a flat tire. Anyway, it's awesome. The airport's on one side. The only way into town is on the barge. So this is my first time on this barge. This is my first time to Ketchikan, other than getting fuel on the way through. Right now I'm gonna go into town. We're gonna check it out, spend the night. Cool place to hang out. We'll see, I'm sure it is. I love Alaska.
Just happy, big bearded guy, white bearded guy. And he comes up and he says, I follow your videos, I love to fly, I'm into this stuff. And we get talking and I'm trying to figure out where I recognize this face. So I finally ask him, like, how do I know you? You seem familiar. So apparently he's on one of the TV shows about the Alaskan gold, where he's out there getting gold all over Alaska. That's what he does for a living. And halfway across this barge, I say, hey, by the way, like, is there a lot of fool's gold around here? Because Ron and I were like really far out there in Alaska in this area, and it looked like there was like just random gold, you know, dust and sparkles in the sand. She says, you're probably walking where no one has set foot ever. Man, period. In the day of the gold rush, nobody could get where you were. And if they could, it was buried in ice. So I don't know, maybe we were stepping on gold all over the place. But it was pretty funny to randomly meet a guy that goes, no, that wasn't fool's gold, that's gold. You were way out there. In Alaska, we used to be able to walk around decades ago and literally just pick up gold, and so you probably should have picked some up, but we didn't. So now I got this little bug. Ron and I have this dream. We're gonna buy metal detectors and this and that and see what permits and things we need and just disappear in Draco and go find the places that are so many miles out that many bush planes couldn't do it without bags and bags and bladders of fuel. I want to find that place and bring home some gold.
And I'm in Ketchikan, Alaska. We just flew in yesterday. We got a whole day to spend here. This is really cool. These old houses built right on the water's edge, turned into shops. There's an old brothel clear back from the gold rush days down there. It's pretty crazy. This place is awesome. So we got a day to kill. We're gonna go do all kinds of touristy things, but I love this town. This is so fun. Let's go play.
So guys, that was just an amazing adventure. The rest of the flight home, I wanted to jump over Canada again. Of course, the winds just love to change directions, so we get headwind both ways. And so, of course, now we get to fly headwind the other way, and we tankered up and we jumped over Canada back into the northwest of the US. Beautiful flight, took the ocean route again and flew all the way back to Utah. Uneventful, amazing trip to Alaska. But DracoX is getting built specifically to do adventures. More about the adventure and the love of flight than the competition of flight. Yeah, it's gonna be more powerful, more wing, more aileron, more flap, more everything, more fuel, more payload. I am going all out on DracoX. Everything we did on Draco, and then 10 major changes beyond that in every which way. So I can't wait to show you what we have in mind. Adventure's coming soon. I hope you guys follow along. Thanks for just the recap of the year of Draco. I love you guys. Fly safe. Make better choices than I have in my past. Go home to your families, and if you haven't, pick up a Draco tag as just a reminder to make good choices. Don't total your dream plane. Don't deprive your family of you coming home to them. And at the same time, those tags are going to help bring more people into aviation, give people their first flight experience. So let's be safe, have fun. I love you guys. Back to work.